Happy Taco Tuesday. Alrighty, so today is going to be fully dedicated to SoFi. We have a lot of things to cover in this video. If you find value in today's content, definitely smash the like button. It definitely will help this video get out to more troubled SoFi investors. Unlike myself, I am very confident in SoFi, and I'm also a long-term shareholder. But there are investors in the retail space. I am a retail investor and trader. Like I said, welcome if you're new. I keep things very real around here. And if you want to see more of me, definitely smash the subscribe button, entirely free. Check back here on a daily basis because I try to put out videos Monday through Saturday. But there are retail shareholders of SoFi, believe it or not, that have been in SoFi when it was in the $6, $7 range. I started buying SoFi back in February of 2024 when nobody wanted it. On one of my stock profiles, I have an average of SoFi at $7.41, baby. Woo! Have 1,642 shares on that profile. I am holding a massive SoFi position. And then on my YouTube channel profile here, I have just essentially bonus shares of SoFi, but it's grown into pretty much a full-size position on my public profile, which I'll get to momentarily. So, we do have a lot of drama around this short report that came out. I have been talking about this short report for about, like, the last maybe 4 or 5 videos now. Last week, in a nutshell, a hedge fund that is roughly about 220 mil, give or take. Don't quote me on that. Poopy waters, yeah, muddy waters, right? But let's go ahead and call them poopy waters because what they are claiming is very much from the truth. And a lot of retail influencers, YouTubers, have pretty much already discredited what they're claiming. You have SoFi releasing a press release the day of when this short report dropped. And you also had our fearless leader, Anthony Noto, buy more shares. So what is a short report? Basically, pretty much before we get a little further here in this video, I'm going to try to keep this video under 17 minutes here for today's episode, hopefully, right? A short report, in my opinion, is the most corrupt thing on the planet. So let's go ahead and say that you watching me, you are a stock. And I could very well be a hedge fund, a CEO of a large hedge fund, or a CEO of a investing fund, which is essentially a hedge fund if you really think about it per se, right? I am the CEO of a company, investing company, or maybe just a company in general, and I take a short position in you as a company. And I have my reasons, right? Obviously, my reasons is to make money because I think that your company is going to be trailing down. And I release a statement of my opinion. Very equivalent of kind of like making a YouTube video in a way, right? And in the short report that I release, I go ahead and say, 1, I'm short. 2, I'm going to basically be removing my position, taking profits as soon as this report drops. And I know that when this report drops, your stock price is going to go down. Okay? It's going to go down. Now, you have a couple things you can go ahead and do. 1 is you can take me to court. 2, you can literally issue a statement. You can have, you as the management team could very well buy shares to strengthen retail's backbone. Pretty much saying, hey, this is nonsense. I'm going to spend money, my own money, to buy more shares. Or 3, you can do nothing. 2023, I was invested into a penny stock that broke my back. Ironically, the penny stock is no longer on NASDAQ because they got kicked off. They had a short report come out against them. And, oh, it was pretty bad. In 1 week, the stock ended up falling by 30%. I ended up buying the dip, but the stock never ripped. Pretty iconic, right? However, for SoFi, I did buy shares last week, And I also bought more shares on Friday. And I'll continue to buy shares. Unlike the penny stock that I was invested in, which was a big mistake, but hey, you live and learn, their management team did nothing. Why? Is because obviously that short report against the management team, it was friggin' accurate. This management team has stated, hey, we're looking at possible, legal action. And pretty much on TradingView here, got some news about SoFi recovers from poopy waters. I really don't believe SoFi has recovered just yet, because I'm not seeing it, and there's a lot of negative sentiment around this. Anthony Noto bought $500,000 worth of shares right after the Muddy Waters initial drop. Anthony Noto, I do believe he's a great leader and he's a great CEO. So this does strengthen SoFi's commitment. Now, what is basically in the short report in a nutshell? It basically is around how SoFi is operating, because they're not the traditional banking lending sector. They are a friggin' fintech. They are a disruptor in the banking community. They are a new style bank. So Poopy Waters is basically saying, well, they're not doing this, their risk off platform, which is their lending side, where they can basically pretty much take a loan and they can basically pretty much sell it if they need to, or sell a delinquent loan. So let's say I take out a SoFi loan and I choose not to repay it. That is a bad loan. Well, theoretically, SoFi can sell that bad loan to someone else, and somebody else is going to bear the cost of going after me to recoup the money. That is totally legal. There is a market for doing that. Banks do that all the time. And on the flip side, SoFi is not a traditional bank. So Poopy Waters is saying that SoFi is doing something hanky-panky, but they failed to acknowledge that SoFi is not a traditional bank. So, oh boy, Poopy Waters has my throat all messed up today. Oh boy. So anyways, the CEO of Muddy Waters went on CNBC yesterday, which was all just a regurgitation of nonsense. You can actually find this if you Google into Google. Basically, Muddy Waters, CNBC. The CEO of Muddy Waters said that they have closed their short position. Now they have puts. So they're not traditionally shorting SoFi anymore, but having puts, you can definitely argue saying, hey, they are short. There are a lot of different terminology, because hypothetically taking a put position is very different than actually taking a short position, okay? Short position is not having options. Obviously doing puts, that is options. Very different. They have long-term puts on SoFi, and their bet is that SoFi is going to go down because they are betting of economical troubles. I have talked about this. Anthony Noto flourishes in a bad economical environment. Every bank is going to get hit during a bad financial crisis. But how many banks out there? How many banks out there have 51, 52% of revenue coming from non-lending sectors? In a recession, is a high yield on their savings going to flourish? Yeah. I mean, obviously, banks are going to be increasing their yields as well, too. Their yearly dividends that they pay for checking and saving. Sure. But on top of it, SoFi makes a lot of money with their financial services. So are people not going to be looking in a time of a recession for financial services? Now, I'm not saying that SoFi is not going to go down to Chinatown during a recession. Of course they will. Every stock will. But how do we know if SoFi is not going to get hit, unlike maybe the big dogs like JPM? What if theoretically JPM goes down by like 40% on a bad recession? Does that mean SoFi is going to follow the same suit? Maybe they do worse. Maybe they do the same. Who really knows? Maybe we don't even go into a recession. So the CEO of Muddy Waters, Water Cheers, by the way, is very much betting that SoFi is going to have economical hurdles. And I'm not going to play this video because it is literally, in my opinion, a sheer waste. They are literally coming out now and saying, well, we are attacking it because of this, and we believe there's hanky-pankiness going on. I could very well see SoFi doing some legal action. And my grandfather was a lawyer for over 40, I think he retired after 42, 41 years. I feel terrible not knowing the exact years, but I know it was over 40. And the one thing that he taught me is that if you want to win your case, you bring it to a court of law. Now, yes, there are courtrooms, obviously, that are very corrupt. I don't really want to dive into that area of this video, but I know there's people out there that are probably going to say, well, you do understand that there are corrupt judges and corrupt courtrooms. Yeah, no shit, right? The entire world is corrupted. But the chances are that hypothetically, if SoFi were to take Muddy Waters to court and basically prove their case and say, hey, no, this is totally legal of what we're doing, you are exploiting by going on mainstream financial media and basically saying a case that our company is unjustified, and now you are betting against us on a economical level when you just closed a short position? Come on. How much money did he profit by posting that short report? Come on. So, what do I see really happening of SoFi, like, long term? Firstly and foremost, SoFi is more than likely being impacted, in my opinion, much more by economical issues, such as the market is unpriced or unadded rate cuts. That's definitely hurting this. I mean, hey, look, a software sell-off, the SaaS apocalypse, that affects many, many things. So we got rate cuts that are affecting SoFi, risk on assets. Oh man, can't even talk right now. Risk on assets, that's definitely affecting SoFi, let alone the market. You got cryptocurrency, which is affecting Robinhood, but it's also affecting SoFi because SoFi has released their cryptocurrency platform several months ago. So that's also impacting it. Oil, definitely consumer fears and worries. Just, do I really believe that Muddy Waters is solely affecting SoFi right now? I really don't. And this is where maybe it's going to be hard to prove a case in a courtroom with SoFi. I really hope that Anthony Noto does more interviews, basically just really annihilating what Poopy Waters is saying. And I do believe that he will. But overall, as a long-term investor here, I've spoken about SoFi so much on this channel. My channel YouTube profile, if you're new here, like I said, welcome. I'm basically taking this sum of money here to 6 figures in the course of 17 months as a fun challenge for this YouTube channel for education purposes, and also to really challenge myself with great investing. Obviously, this is all risk on. I've added a tremendous amount of shares to my SoFi position on this channel. Obviously, on my private account, I have a tremendous SoFi position. Not looking to add any more shares on there. If SoFi goes back down to $8 or maybe even $10, oh boy. Do I believe that SoFi is going to go down to $10, $8? If we fall into a recession, hey, anything's possible. But I mean, right now, SoFi has been so beaten down. I'm just sucking up bonus shares as we go down. And I mean, hey, if we dabble into the low $16 level, like maybe below $16.50 again, which maybe today, tomorrow, who really knows? I might be picking up some more shares. So definitely follow me along if you want information of what I'm doing. As always, like I said, do your due diligence. I'm not a financial advisor, but I've been in the market now for a while. I know this game. I've seen a lot of things before and happen time in again. SoFi is continuing to put out earnings up and to the right. What does that mean? Quarter after quarter after quarter after quarter after quarter after quarter and quarter and quarter. It's going to be so much that their EPS and rev is just going to be exploding. At these levels, they're going to be so undervalued. The move to the upside is going to happen so quick, so rapidly, and you're going to be saying to yourself, wow, now I got to buy SoFi in the mid-20s. Now I got to buy SoFi in the high 20s. I was not buying SoFi in the high 20s and the low 30s. There were people. And if you are one of those people that are kind of theoretically on a down position, this is why you have to understand, firstly, when a stock is very valued on a high PE and the market is going bananas. And you also got to remember why you chose to take a position. Obviously, if you chose to get into SoFi in the high 20s, low 30s, because you thought maybe the stock was going to be in the 60s as a trader, that's very different. But if you were buying shares in the high 20s because you are a very long-term trader, investor, very different. But for me, I'm definitely not looking to trade SoFi. I'm just going to be picking up bonus shares, and my total cost basis over the last several months on this profile has definitely been increasing. No shame, no regrets at all. So to wrap up today's video, yeah, I see 17 minutes. We really have to see what happens in the Middle East. We really have to see what really emerges. But the market is just overall so skittish right now. Anything is going to send this market to the downside. So just remember why you got into SoFi. That's what I do every day. Don't let the BS really hurt it. And if you are fearful of poopy waters, understand that there are stocks, like I said, that they do nothing. And I have been in stocks like that. I have been in stocks that they get a short report against them. They do nothing. Our CEO bought shares, and our CEO released a statement instantaneously. Bullish. All right, see you all on tomorrow's new video. Later, everyone. Take it easy.